Assalamu alaikum, my new brothers and sisters in Islam, my revert brothers. Alhamdulillah, previously we've done the prayers in a very basic method, and I hope you watched the previous video, which is how to recite the opening chapter, Suratul Fatiha. I've put the Roman letters, of course, for you in English, so it's easy for you to follow along. And like I said, the best way to practice this is to write it down and to say it and repeat after me while I'm saying it in the video. Today we'll be looking at a chapter which is called Suratul Ikhlas, which is translated as the surah, the chapter of sincerity. Now, as I mentioned in my other videos of the first most important principles, the necessary element of prayer other than the movements is what we call the qira'ah, the recitation. And it's the recitation of the holy book, the Quran, which you must recite. And Surah Al-Fatiha, the opening chapter, is always read in every single rak'at, in every single unit of prayer. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add on the Suratul Ikhlas, the chapter of sincerity, which is a very short chapter, and this you should read after the opening chapter in your prayers, in the first two units of every single prayer. So in the first two rakat of every single prayer, after you read Suratul Fatiha, after you read the opening chapter, you will read this surah, this chapter, inshallah. We'll get started as usual. Now, you don't have to say this in the prayer, but because I'm starting on video for the first time, we have to mention A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. I haven't put any Roman subtitles on that for you so that we know we start from the next thing that I'm going to say. So we start with Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Qul huwa Allahu ahad. Allahus samad. Lam yalid walam yulad walam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. That's it. That's the short surah. So it's a short chapter. So normally what we do is that we learn a lot of different chapters and we recite different ones. But of course you're new and you just need to know the one to start off with. And then in subsequent videos, what we'll be doing is we'll be adding some other chapters, short ones like this one. And you can learn them and inshallah read them in your other units of prayer too. So this is very important to learn this. And just so you know, this Suratul Ikhlas, actually, the reason why it's called Suratul Ikhlas is because it talks about the oneness of God, and it talks about Allah as the unique God. So let's just take a look at the translation. So we start with Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, which is in the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most beneficent. Then going into the chapter itself, when we say Qul huwallahu ahad, say. So this was a command to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Say, qul, say, huwa Allahu ahad. He, Allah, is one, alone, single. Allahu samad. Allah, the self-sufficient. Lam yalid wa lam yulad. He is not given birth to, nor is he born. وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ, and there is none comparable to him. So this tells us a very brief description on the attributes of God, that He is one alone, He is completely self-sufficient, He has no son, nor is born from anyone, nor He has any children, and of course there is none other comparable to Him. That's why Allah is unique. He is Tawheed is the section of Islam that you must learn as much as you can. And one thing I will say, of course, you're very new in Islam, so you just take it easy. All you have to do, just learn the 6 articles of faith on a basic level, that you believe in God, you believe in the angels, you believe in the books, you believe in the messengers, you believe in the last day, and you believe in the fate. Yeah, just have that belief and focus on developing your prayers. Everything else is slowly, surely. Some people, it's easy for them to give up everything in one go and to start a whole new life all in 1 second. But we understand everyone has emotional attachments. Everyone is, facing their own demons, as they say. Of course, we don't like to use that word, but they're facing their own challenges, and you just need to, just slowly get into the religion. The main thing is you start your prayers and you believe the basic beliefs. That's it. And if you're able to do more, alhamdulillah, all praise be to God. And if you're not able to do more, just focus on that, and be good to your parents if your parents are still alive. That's really important. We are not allowed to say anything to our parents. We're not allowed to displease them in any way at all. If you're lucky enough that your parents are still alive, it does not matter. Now, of course, we don't want our parents to remain non-Muslims, not Muslim, but we want them to become a Muslim too. But regardless of they're Muslim or not, there are two specific commandments in the Quran that God says that obey your parents, except for if they ask you to worship other than Him. Yeah, so what that means is that as long as they're not asking you to do anything which goes against worshipping one God and the core principles of Islam, then you must obey them in everything else. And that also means that you be kind to them and that you serve them. The key test of a Muslim, there's a lot of brothers preachers, and what they say is that, the test is how good are you going to be to your parents now? Because maybe before you became a Muslim, you weren't as good as you need to be to your parents. And even me, I need to improve in this. My parents are both still alive at the moment of at the time of filming this video, and I can improve. We can all improve and becoming better with our parents. So anyway, the purpose of the video was to learn Suratul Ikhlas. But just a side note, take it easy, relax, simple. Reach out to us. If you have any questions regarding the religion, anything you need support in, whether that's emotional support, educational support, anything you need, just contact us where we can possibly do that. And when you see those videos, if you do need it, we might be able to support you in that way as well. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.